Hello and welcome, glowbugs and lamplights, to another episode of Kaiju Insider. I'm your host, Mothryn, and we're going to be diving into some sus kaiju activities, so put on your tinfoil hats and your spandex leggings and let's conspiracize. You know, it's kind of like jazzercise, but without the jazz, or the size, or the big hair, or Suzanne Summers. Anyway, if you tuned into this week's Wine and Paint, then you already know that today we're going to talk about the massive unidentified terrestrial organism, MUTO. Basically a placeholder name you humans gave them in the 2014 Godzilla movie, which we have adopted just to be dicks, because it annoys the shit out of them. This movie was the first introduction of these guys to you, really, and boy howdy did you bork it up. The MUTO, well, we used to call them the Mushi. They're not these Godzilla-killing parasites that you think they are. In fact, they've always been true friends and allies of your species. They've watched you from Jafar and Janir, but we'll get to that, for your entire cycle, helping wherever they can, with or without the okay of the Council. But because of the movie, they got even more distant and weird from the rest of us than they already were. You know, they're definitely the weird kid. But not bad. They're nice, I swear. Anyway, much like me, they use a chrysalis to enter their stasis. We all have some form of stasis, because otherwise living this long gets boring as hell. And sometimes they use a carcass of a deceased or dying kaiju to get their nutrients. Dying. As in already dying before. Meaning they don't kill. They really, really need a better PR guy. You've seen them, I'm sure of it. When your electronics go all wonky, that could be due to the way they communicate. When you see lights in the sky and that weird hair guy tells you it's aliens, it's probably just a MUTO. But you're not here for a dossier on them. You're here for the foil juice. So here's the thing. They love humans and are so curious about you, they often try to hang out at your big events without you even knowing. And the Council, they started noticing that after they went to Coachella a few years ago... No, you cannot go to Coachella. What? It's interesting, so they wanted to go. What's the big deal? Everyone's freaking out. Y'all get to go act up and do your little festival dance and wear your little skirts and your glitter. You think we don't see that? We see that shit. Anyway, the Council noticed them acting even stranger than usual after Coachella, and started watching them. While I was there for my review last weekend, #BlameRodan, I stumbled across some information that suggested there might be a link to a few reported alien abductions, supposedly, and the known whereabouts of the MUTO at the time. You know, wonky electronics, lights in the sky, the whole 9 yards. All the stuff that usually points to a MUTO. For us, anyway. For you guys, it points to aliens. But this time, there's also some disappearances going along with it. Now, this is a really, really big accusation, especially for a species that's always been one of your strongest advocates, but I did overhear a conversation once while I was in a volcano for reasons. I was just there, stumbling. Don't you just occasionally go to volcanoes for no reason? Anyway, I overheard a conversation while I was in the volcano about a theory that the MUTO were asking a lot of questions about how some of us have been evolving to look more human, like myself, like I have been. And some of the other kaiju have also done that, but you don't really know about them yet. We'll get there. I didn't think anything of it at the time, but if we really want to get tinfoil hatty, which is what we're here to do, I think we can put some of these pieces together and start wondering if maybe the MUTO are doing research or experiments even on humans to try to look more human or be more human. We don't have a whole lot of information right now, as you can see. I'm going to keep digging into this and see if there's any other news I can tie into this theory or anything else I can figure out. Because it is a far-fetched one. I'll be the first to admit it. The MUTO keep to themselves. They're all about peace and love. They're like the bolder hippies of the kaiju world. So this would be really out of character for them. And I hope there's a logical explanation for it. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. We'll get to the bottom of this. I won't be at the volcano anytime soon. But I can wing around and keep my antenna up and see what I can hear. As for you guys, stay safe out there, Glow Gang. If you see pretty lights in the sky and your electronics start doing a TikTok dance, go inside. Don't think you're going to go all Will Smith on a MUTO, because you're not. If it is the MUTO. And if it is, the best thing you can do is get inside as soon as possible and surround yourself with pork rinds. Yeah, pork rinds, fried snack in a bag. I'm not kidding. They hate the smell. Hate it. But who knows? Maybe it really is aliens after all. Thanks so much for watching. If you could boop the like and subscribe buttons, that would be really groovy, because it'll help me be able to continue making content. Also, be sure to check out my Twitter and my live streams on Twitch. Stay bright, lamplights. See you next time.